The interview with Matebe brings to mind the importance of strategy in business. And very often we don't realize how often we have to make decisions in our business world. The decisions to go left, to go right, to increase prices, to decrease prices, to remain the same, to listen to this set of clients, to listen to that set of employees. Who do we listen to? How do we go about making decisions? And so to me, the important thing is that early on in your entrepreneurial journey, you need to understand what strategy is for you and what your strategic framework is. In other words, how do you make decisions for you? Against what narrative do you make those decisions? So let's say, for example, now for me, in my environment, if I know that my 4 core competencies are A, B, C, and D, and I get an opportunity or I have to make a decision that doesn't include any of those core competencies, it's very easy for me to say, no, that does not fit my core competencies. By the same token, if I'm saying that my strategy is to become dominant in this market, in this particular market, if I'm getting an opportunity in a different market, I will be very, very reticent to make a decision to follow that new market if I am disciplined around the fact that I am trying to build out my dominance in a particular market. So what you are hearing here is that, first of all, it's setting the parameter of how you make decisions. In other words, what is the strategic framework in which I make decisions? What are the things I will and won't do? But the next part is much harder, which is the discipline to stick to that. And so what happens as many entrepreneurs is we try and retrofit what we have, what we find, back into that strategy. So we will say, well, if you think about it this way, then it fits our strategy. And if you think about it that way, it fits our strategy. And it really, really doesn't, because we're very good at convincing others, but we're even better at convincing ourselves as entrepreneurs. So that becomes our weakness, the ability to convince ourselves that whatever inverted commas opportunity that presents is an opportunity that's within our strategy. And so what Matebe's got to make a decision on right now is which brand to follow, the company brand or the product brand. Where does she invest? Where's all her resource, her time, her focus, her passion going to go into? And now she's got a choice to make. The second choice that she's got to make is, do I want to get extra income by putting my product into a retail environment, or do I go it alone in my own retail environment and online environment? Another decision that's very difficult to make if you don't have the framework in which you're making that decision. So if, for example, her view was that I'm going to dominate in that product, I'm going to build a value proposition and dominate a certain category that I'm in, well, that could be true now. It could be true around to put that into the retailer because she's dominating a category. If she's saying, I want to have an exclusive brand, well, then that's not exclusive anymore. That brand becomes far more prolific in the market. So if it's exclusive, the answer is keep it in. If it's about being pervasive, that she wants a brand everywhere, then it's then to go and put it into retail. But that decision has to be made upfront. That kind of decision making happens before the opportunity, not after the opportunity. So for entrepreneurs out there who are going now into a December period, take an hour, take an hour and a half, take half an hour. Sit down with a blank piece of paper and write down what are the framework, what are the frameworks, what are the rules, what are the lines, what are the parameters, what you will say yes to and what you will say no to. And then in 2024, stick to it. Well, that's it for today's show. I hope you had a good show. I hope you learned as much as I did from today's show. Do remember, if you think it, write it down and make it a reality.